Welcome back to the Give and Go. I am your co-host, Reynoso, here with my boy,
Soltero. What's up, guys?
I think we should start with the headliner, I guess, with Canada.
Yeah.
Canada, CONCACAF's best team.
Yeah.
Starting off this tournament with a result that really, really frustrated me, man. Really, really frustrated me, bro. Chat, what did you guys think about this Canada match right off the bat? What did you guys think? Because I'm left so frustrated. Canada completely outplayed Belgium. Completely, bro.
Yeah.
You look at the numbers, like 20-plus shots versus Belgium, who had like 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah.
And they showed way more offensive prowess. They were more aggressive. They just played better, bro. They played better. And throughout the whole game, you saw me, man. You saw me. You saw the frustration continue to build because they deserved a goal. They deserved to win this match. But Belgium comes out on top after one perfect play.
Perfect ball over the top.
Over the top where Michy Batshuayi, that's a tough name to say, had a clinical finish. And he got the goal. And that's literally all Belgium did. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the first 20 minutes, I think, exemplified why Canada are the best team in CONCACAF. Why we had Canada as being very electric, because those first 20 minutes were incredible, man. Tejan Buchanan on the other side, Davies just dribbling in and out between Belgium defenders, but then you saw Jonathan David working in that pocket. Eustachio just two combinations, but then he would do a long ball over the top. Pinpoint passing accuracy. Atiba Hutchinson getting involved, using his veteran experience, man. It was beautiful. Junior Hoylett and then Richie Larea on the other side, always getting involved. Canada were phenomenal in those first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, bro. And we get the penalty, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I like Davies stepping up for it. I thought it should have been a true striker like David.
I just read a stat that Jonathan David has made 9 of his last 12 penalties.
Fuck.
I get the idea from a leadership perspective.
I get it
in a sense of who he is, the role he plays on this team. But outside of that, man, I don't think he had enough responsibility for taking the penalty, because you have Jonathan David on your team, man. There's no reason to do that.
Exactly. David's job in France is to score goals. David's job in the Bundesliga is to not let in goals, bro. So for me, I thought it was weird that Alphonso Davies stepped up for it. Again, I get it because he's the best player on the team, which he is maybe from a technical standpoint, and he has a Champions League medal. But man, what I have loved, just at least the assurance of Jonathan David stepping up to take that penalty. After that, though, I didn't lose hope because we kept at it.
Yeah.
Canada just kept banging on that Belgian defensive line, really wreaking havoc, breaking those defensive lines. And I thought we were going to get one, but Belgium stayed strong. They stayed stout. And even though they were super sloppy and had no real offensive possession, they were able to create a couple of chances, break Canada's risky midfield, right? Because Canada were being really brave. 3 up top and 4 in the midfield, and they were pressing high. So it left the 3 center backs completely isolated every single time. And so De Bruyne was able to break through a couple of times, so was Eden Hazard, and I guess they were bound to get a chance or two. So once they were able to do that, they ended up getting that ball over the top, and Batshuayi takes it 1-0.
Yeah. Let me read some chat comments here. Davies' shot was easily read by Courtois, not a pro shot.
No, it wasn't.
Man.
It wasn't.
I agree. It was so soft, and Courtois going to say that all day, man. If he just predicts the right way, that's a easy save. Canada dominated 80% of the game. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was really, really apparent that this Belgian team has completely dipped in quality, man. Yeah. It's actually kind of sad. If De Bruyne had any sort of chemistry with Batshuayi, maybe they get to another goal in there. But there was nothing, bro. Nothing. And even with Kevin De Bruyne, man, I feel like today we saw a little bit of Chelsea Kev, man.
Yeah, he was bad.
He was bad overall.
Super sloppy.
His shots were completely off targeted. His passes just weren't in line with the other players. It was truly surprising to see, because that's a rarity, man, to see De Bruyne have a game that low of quality.
And there was a chance within like the first 10 minutes where De Bruyne broke the line, and there was a clear, wide open Tielemans. Wide open, and De Bruyne didn't see him. He went the other way. He went the opposite way, but Tielemans was wide open. I have never seen De Bruyne waste an opportunity like that.
Yeah.
So De Bruyne looked weird today, but it just adds to the frustration as to Canada not getting a result out of this, because Belgium, in my opinion, were poor. especially when they tried to have offensive chances. Sure, their backline, especially in the second half, bringing on Onana, for example, to shore up that midfield. Defensively, Belgium were good. They were stout. But in those first 20 minutes, the amount of chances that Canada created were too much to not score at least one goal. Even outside of that penalty, they should have gotten at least one other goal. So in my eyes, dude, Canada should have at least scored 2 goals, possibly could have scored 3. And let's say Belgium finished another chance. I think Canada still should have won this game like 3-2, for example.
Yeah,
it should have been something like that.
I feel like they had a lot of World Cup jitters in this game.
Yeah.
Especially in that final third, man. Their decision-making was weird. There's one play where I think it was Jonathan David was in the box, and all he has to do is hand it off to his right. I think it was
Larea. Larea was wide open.
Wide open. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Doesn't see him, takes a shot, gets deflected, easy save. Yeah. I was like, these decisions they're making in the final third has to be because of their nerves, man. They weren't being themselves. And it's up because everything building up to that point was incredible, man. Incredible. Their interplay was so good. Everyone was on the same page. Alphonso Davies, despite missing that penalty, he was awesome, man. He had a couple of good dribbling displays that he put on, getting past guys, creating chances. But overall, in that final third, they just couldn't find that end product, man.
Yeah, and the second half, I thought Canada were just going to try and keep a good response going against this Belgian side. But that second half was weird. It was really weird, not just on the pitch, but did you see how quiet it was in that stadium, man?
Really quiet.
I don't know what happened. Like, was all the fans like maybe hungover from the other day and it was sleepy because it was like midnight?
No way, because it started off pretty loud.
It did. Yeah. No, that first half was awesome. But, dude, that second half, there was a weird energy. And you actually called it like at halftime. You're like, this feels like Peru-Denmark in 2018, where Peru dazzled offensively, created so many chances against Denmark, actually had a penalty and missed one.
Missed a penalty.
And ended up losing that game. Was it 1-0 or 2-1? Either way, losing that game by 1 goal. Yeah. And it seemed very similar here. And maybe the crowd sensed it. You know what I mean? Because, like, bro, for 45 minutes in that second half, Canada just started making weird decisions, and they started forcing it. In the 60th, 65th minute, Canada were just forcing balls to their offensive line, and they didn't need to do that. They still had 20, 25 minutes left, but it looked like there was 5 minutes left. They were forcing way too many chances when they should have taken a more slower approach. But by the time it was the 80th, 85th minute, Canada just couldn't really get going. Yeah. It got really weird, bro.
Yeah. I like this comment. Ricky Dos Santos. Oh, my God, Canada. They didn't score, but they showed the world that they deserve to be in Qatar. And that's something that I did like about this game, because yesterday we talked about, we made a poll, I think, or at least I asked the chat, do you guys think Canada's overhyped, or are you on board with this whole Canadian train? And we had both sides where people said they're a really good team, and other people just said that they're an overrated squad. But I think after today, you have to give them their credit. They have something special going. Yeah. They just weren't able to get it ultimately in the end, which sucks, man. That's what frustrates me. No. But I do think they deserve to be here. They showed that today, and they showed, in my opinion, that they're the best CONCACAF team.
Oh, yeah. Stylistically, absolutely. I think we had honestly predicted that they would be really effective in this tournament, and I think they were. They just didn't have the final product today. And I do actually think it's just down to World Cup jitters, like you said. Actually, again, kind of like Peru in 2018, after not having been to a World Cup in so long, I think they just got a little nervous, just like Peru did 4 years ago, man. Yep. It's a perfect comparison, honestly.
To highlight a little bit of positivity for Belgium, Eden Hazard actually had a pretty solid game. It was good to see that.
He had a couple good plays.
Yeah, a couple good plays. When he was on the ball in that first half, he was solid. He was good. And then Thibaut Courtois, I think that's the other guy. Dude, at times he seems unstoppable. Yeah. Like, you just can't get past him. And I hated that Canada was chasing a game with him in goal, bro. Because at the end of the day, I'm just like, fuck, dude, that's Courtois. Like, he's so tough to get by. Yeah. And he just continued that momentum from the fucking Champions League final. Same fucking performance, just stopping all these shots and being so solid back there. So at the end of the day, Belgium gets the 1-0 win. They get 3 points in this group, whereas Morocco and Croatia, which we'll talk about in a second, each have 1. Yeah. Canada ends it in fourth with 0. But overall, I haven't given up yet. It's not over because of that tie between Morocco and Croatia. Exactly. They are still very much in it. I think Canada faces off against Croatia next, Morocco against Belgium. So let's see it, man. Let's see if they can step up and maybe this time around find that end product that they desperately needed today.
Yeah, I think Canada definitely still have a good shot to get out of this group. It's obviously not going to be easy. We highlighted this group as being wide open. All 4 teams are incredibly competitive. I think that showed today with both games in this group, to be completely honest. For Canada, though, just to keep analyzing them since they did play today, I think the only big negative that slightly worries me is their energy levels. They expend probably 80% of it in like 30 minutes. And I think it really showed in that second half. Even though they knew they were still in it, only down a goal, they really stopped like sprinting at players. They really stopped driving the way that they did in that first half. And I was like, maybe the way that they play, they almost have to capitalize in the first 20 minutes or they might not score.
Yeah,
it might be one of those fatal flaws of being so offensive. So that'll be really interesting to see if we see a similar pattern in their next game, because the way I see it, I think Croatia is actually beatable, especially for this Canadian side. But if Canada don't score in the first 30 minutes, I'm going to start getting PTSD of this game. And I'm going to be like, oh, shit, are we even going to get a goal? But the way that Canada start, if they start the same way that they did today, Canada can score against anybody.
Yeah.
No defense, I think, can contain a fresh 11 of Canada. So that's the exciting thing about Canada, is because their offense, as we highlighted before, is completely unpredictable. They have so many offensive weapons, so many options, so many players make so many runs, and every single player has true quality on and off the ball. That showed today, because for those first 20 minutes, bro, Belgium looked lost. They could not contain Canada offensively. And so that is a big plus, but also a big negative for Canada going forward.
Yeah, we had a viewer DM us on Instagram during the game, and he was like, "This is my first time seeing Canada, but they're like a mini Liverpool," is what he said, which I thought was cute.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of see it because yes, so much energy is expended in those first few minutes, but they're so dangerous during that first 20 minutes, that first 20-minute segment, and we saw it today. I'm reading this comment here from Jeroen van Damme. He's an active user in this chat. We see him often here. He says, "I am from Belgium, and I am in shame."
Oh, Belgium.
And shame.
Yeah.
I don't see how, if you're Belgian, you would be proud of this performance overall. You honestly feel like you stole 3 points here today.
Yeah, stole 3 points, and it's going to be one of those things where if Belgium don't improve their performances, they're either not going to get out of the group because maybe Morocco surprises them, or they have an early exit in the round of 16. Man, Belgium were not good today. Yeah. They really weren't.
Yeah, okay. I want to look at some comments here and some donations. We have a super chat from Black Wizard King 22, $2. Appreciate it. Where's Lukaku? Belgium really needed a target man today, and Batshuayi wasn't it. No connection between him and Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, Lukaku has a slight knock. Apparently, he is going to feature later on in this tournament. Whether that actually happens or not, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, obviously, regardless of how the form is for Lukaku, Belgium need him. And at the end of the day, Lukaku starting for Belgium is a better Belgium. So absolutely, you can only pray that he gets healthy if you're Belgian.
Dude, what do you think about those penalty calls? Or that one, not that one penalty call, but the one they didn't call. The one where Hazard, I think, passed it back and it landed at one of Canada players' feet, and they called it offside, but it came directly from a Belgian player. And then following that, it got tricky because there was a clash.
Right.
And so a lot of people are saying that deserved to have been called as a penalty kick. What did you think about that?
I think it's obviously a referee mistake. But the thing is, I'm actually okay that it wasn't called, because at the end of the day, Canada already had a previous penalty called, and they had so many chances to capitalize on. So sure, maybe it would have helped them to get a goal for a second penalty call. But bro, Canada made so many chances. They created so many opportunities. I actually don't even care that it wasn't called, because Canada, without any penalty calls, should have won this game.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it is a referee mistake, but Canada didn't need it.
Yeah,
they didn't need it.
But the thing is, I'm staying hopeful. I still think they get to the second round. And so does our boy Jeroen. He says, "I'm from Belgium. Love the Canada team. I hope they will get to the second round." So, hey, at least people know now. They're aware of this team.
Yeah.
And I just hope that this second game against Croatia, they can step up.
Yeah.
Ready to move to the next match?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Or should I read a little bit of this chat, see what the people are saying? Canada passing the group, definitely. How about we do this? Make a poll. Does Canada make it out of the group? Yes or no? Yeah. Simple as that. In the meantime, we'll talk about the next match which was Germany versus Japan.
Yeah.
And let me build this up a little bit because yesterday we had a stream where we both sat down in these chairs and we previewed the games that were in line for the next day.
Right.
And that Germany-Japan match came up. And not only did you predict it yesterday, but even in your predictions leading up to this tournament, you stated that Japan would defeat Germany and make it out of the group.
Right.
They're saying, Instagram folks are saying that Soltero, the octopus. They're saying Soltero's on one right now with the way he praised Saudi Arabia and then Japan.
Yeah.
How you feeling? What do you think? Do you deserve a congratulations? What would you like, man? Do you want me to apologize? What the hell do you want from me, man? You got it right, dude.
Yeah, no, I know, but it doesn't feel great because I knew it was going to happen.
Oh, this fucking guy. This fucking guy. Y'all see this?
No, but I guess to be realistic here, the game went exactly how I thought it would, except for how poor Japan was in the first half, because I thought Japan didn't really show up in the first half. The way that Japan played in the second half was exactly what I expected from Japan in this game and for the rest of the tournament, to be completely honest. What we saw in the second half was true chance creation from any angle on the pitch. Midfielders getting involved. But what makes Japan very, very deadly is that every single one of their offensive options, whether it's Daisen Maeda if he gets the start, or Ritsu Doan on the right, Junya Ito on the other side, whether it's Minamino or Kubo, every single one of those players are unpredictable. You have no idea what they're going to do once they get into your final third, because every single one of those Japanese players can beat you off the dribble. They could beat you with combination play, a little give and go. They could just be smart, lay it back. Or they do a little dink over the top, and suddenly you have to track back and cover 3 other Japanese players that are making a run. Every single Japanese player is completely unpredictable going forward. And it showed on both goals. The German defense, who are elite defenders, got completely done in. The first goal, just brilliant combination play down the left, a deadly cross into the box. Neuer parries it, but it goes straight to a Japanese midfielder, and he just slides it home. The second goal, just quick ball over the top, and a world-class touch from Asano, the substitute. A world-class touch.
Just dirty, man.
Dirty. And it goes in stride. Actually, as soon as he touched it, he actually gained speed. He keeps going, and then at a 0 degree.
Power-up.
It was like a power-up. Yeah.
Let's go.
He got like a mushroom or whatever. And a 0 degree angle roofs it over Manuel Neuer. It's 2-1, and then obviously the Japanese are in absolute ecstasy, bro. Man. One of the most beautiful scenes I've seen in this World Cup, right alongside Saudi Arabia going ahead of Argentina, and I lost my shit, man. Oh my God, bro. I went crazy running around my apartment, dude. I went off, bro, because I was just like, yes, let's fucking go. This is exactly what I expected to see from Japan, because when Japan start combining as the way that we saw them do in the second half, I don't think any defense can actually stop them. Again, the only slight concern was, why did it take Japan an entire half to get going? Because in that first half, Germany could have scored 2, maybe even 3 goals, because Japan just weren't on it, right? And that's what I did not expect. I expected Japan's performance in the second half. That first half was definitely concerning. And honestly, if you want to be critical of Germany, they were wasteful, actually.
Yes.
They created a lot of good chances. Round getting very forward. Musiala actually doing some good dribbling penetration.
He could have had a banger.
Oh, he could have
if he just finished it off, man.
Yes. Exactly. Even Mueller got really involved offensively. Kai Havertz combining with his midfielders. Serge Gnabry doing good penetration out on that right wing. Germany dominated offensively and defensively in that first half, but they could only get a penalty at the end of the day. So very poor, very, very, very poor from Germany. But here's the thing. I expected that. My biggest problem, the reason why I don't see Germany getting out of this group, is because this German side is the opposite of Japan going forward. They're very predictable, man. They really are. Sure, they're very good on the ball, and they have elite talent. Kimmich is probably one of the best center mids in the world, right? Mueller is one of the craftiest players to have ever played the game. Kai Havertz is the definition of a modern footballer, very good with the ball at his feet. But at the end of the day, if you just stay in front of your man and stay compact, Germany's not going to beat you. They're not. They don't have that creativity. Not the way that Japan do when they're flying, and nowhere near the way that Spain does, for example. And we saw what Spain can do today against their match against Costa Rica. So Germany are good, but they lack what it takes to be like a title contender, in my opinion. They lack players who can just do the unthinkable. Musiala can get there, but he's also still very, very young. He's not at the age where he can just say, give me the ball, I'll take care of this. He's not at that age yet. He's not at that level yet, but he's getting very close to it, obviously. But then when you think about the rest of this German midfield, again, they're very good. They're very solid, but are they creative? I don't think so, man. So when I take a team like Japan and a team like Germany, I think it's going to be tight, what we saw today. But if Japan's creativity shined like the way it did today, I have Japan winning this game every single time. So that's literally the reason why I have Japan getting out of this group and why I had them beating Germany on the day.
Yeah, I saw the other side where I thought Germany had an interesting offensive mix. There was that highlight, that moment where they got 4 shots up,
yes,
and the goalkeeper saved them. But it was kind of dope how they just reset. They didn't go for it. The ball didn't go in those first 2 times. Reset. Left back makes a run, overlapping the offensive player, hands it off. Cross comes in. Boom. Trying again. Just trying.
Yeah.
Knocking on the door. But what I applaud Japan for a lot is that it felt like they kind of knew that was going to happen. And they, in a way, almost just weathered the storm.
Yes.
At the end of the day, all they allowed was 1 goal in 70 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
And it was a penalty. And I feel like they knew that. They almost expected that. And then they just woke up.
Right.
They woke up and they just went the fuck off. It was almost like it was in their game plan. And it worked out, man. It worked out. So that truly did surprise me. And if anything, it told me a lesson about how for any team in this World Cup, no matter the quality that you have, if you can keep a game just tight, just 1-0, this is a prime example of what you are capable of doing. If you can just hold off until finally the other team lets their foot off the pedal and you just take advantage, man.
Yeah.
And Japan did exactly that. They were so calculated in that sense. And my goodness, they drove that momentum that first goal generated. They just went with it and immediately got a back-to-back second goal. Yeah. And from then on, it didn't seem like Germany was going to get back in it. Japan really did surprise me in that sense. Their ability to be almost so mature in that way. Almost like how a big team operates. Yeah. That really surprised me. And also the fact that we've kind of been seeing this build up for a while now.
Yes.
And I've always questioned Japan because I'm always just like, when are they going to finally have that culminate in something big, bro?
Yeah, being cold.
Yes. Yeah. Round of 16 against Belgium. I thought that was the moment, man. Up 2-0. Eventually the Belgians come back and win that game. And I'm just like, damn it. Yeah, Japan's going to have to do it again. But in the build up to this tournament, they were showing that there's that offensive prowess, bro. Yeah. There's that talent for sure, that offensive mix. They end up beating USA 2-0 in a really dominant way. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, maybe this is a sign of something to come. Right. And then this happens in the first match of the World Cup where things now officially get very complicated for the Germans, bro. Very complicated because I think every single team in this group will defeat Costa Rica. Yes. So now it comes down to how do you perform against Spain? Yes. Germany will now have to rely on Spain defeating Japan, and Germany themselves will have to beat Spain. Yes. Good Lord, man. Yeah, that is a difficult. Tough situation after what we saw happen between that Spain and Costa Rica match. So all in all, major credit to our Japanese viewers and supporters of that team. They did incredible today. They took me by surprise. Yeah. And congratulations to yourself for getting the prediction right.
No, yeah, absolutely. And just to give more praise to Japan, because I genuinely think their second half was near perfect, man. I really do think so. What changed was the coach making a really cool tactical decision, going to kind of like a back 3 with wing backs. And basically what that allowed was for them to press a little bit harder because they were allowing the Germans to have way too much time on the ball, man. We saw so many times in the first half, Kimmich just get his head up and pick out his pass, man. We saw that way too many times. And so the way that Japan kind of denied that against Germany in the second half is they closed down that space. They got way more aggressive as far as ball retrieval, and it worked. Germany could not adapt to the new pressure that Japan was putting on them. And then from there, Japan got very offensive with, I'm going to go ahead and say it, the best substitute of the tournament so far, Takumi Asano, who got the second goal. Dude, his impact was phenomenal. As soon as he came on that pitch in that second half, he was combining with his midfielders, getting big with hold-up play, but then also just making really havoc runs, really occupying the German defenses. And then we obviously saw what he can do actually on the ball with that second golazo, bro. So at the end of the day, Takumi Asano's introduction into the second half, for me, is the best substitute inclusion of the tournament so far.
You think he'll keep coming off the bench then, or?
I see him starting. Yeah, I see him starting now.
Now you have to start him.
You have to start him. He was way too good. Even if you take away that goal, let's say he didn't score and someone else did, his involvement offensively was really, really well done. So I like Asano over Maeda right now. So I hope he does start. I'd be surprised if he doesn't in the next game.
Let's look at some of these super chats. What we got? Josh Uchizono. Japan all the way, boys. What dreams are made of.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I'm telling you, just the same way the Saudi Arabians were feeling yesterday, Japanese got to be high on themselves today,
oh, my
man.
God. You have to.
As a Mexico fan, I know exactly what it's like to beat Germany in the World Cup. And it is a beautiful, beautiful feeling. So congratulations, my friends. Rafael Silva, your thoughts on Brazil versus Serbia now that small teams have been toe-to-toe with big ones? Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll preview that match for sure towards the end of this shoot. Jeroen, once again, very interesting group. Germany was really good. So now we have Spain, Germany, and Japan for 2 places.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me read some. Okay, let me see the poll results for the Canada just to see how that finished off. 279 votes. No way. 50% say Canada would make it out of the group. 49% said they wouldn't. That's as tight as it is right now. Neck and neck.
Okay.
Awesome. Good match then. Good match. Shout out Japanese people.
Yeah, a really fun game, man. Such a well-played game from both ends. They both made it really entertaining. But holy shit, dude, that second half from Japan made me so happy. And it's why I love this sport, bro.
How do you think they perform against Spain?
Thing is, if we beat Costa Rica, I don't think I'll care. Okay. I don't think I'll care. And I'll even wonder what the circumstances will be then, because maybe at that point, Moriyasu decides to rest a couple of players. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Assuming Spain beats Germany then.
Right.
Or even ties them.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I think it'll be completely circumstantial as to how Japan approach that Spain game. I really do think so. So when that third game gets there, then I'll give my thoughts on how I think they'll play.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
From Darth Chewy, these games have been so good. This is why we wait 4 years for this beautiful tourney.
Yes, bro.
Thanks for the daily recaps. So nervous from Mexico Saturday, bro. Same. I am so anxious already, but this is why we watch the World Cup. Because, dude, every day we've been given a banger, and a complete upset,
games.
And then the rest of the games just being really, really good or really solid.
Or really tight, yeah,
My
too.
goodness, man. Okay, let's move on to the next match. Should we do Spain, Costa Rica, or Morocco, Croatia?
Let's do Morocco.
Let's do Morocco. Yeah, we got the chat asking for Morocco. Yeah. Morocco's the first team to keep a clean sheet against Croatia since 2006. Wow.
My God.
Wow. Good Lord.
Shit.
Damn, that's a big stat. Morocco can beat Belgium if they play like today. Okay, let's talk. Morocco and Croatia went up against each other, and it ended up 0-0. But it was an interesting match because we saw both sides take their punches, have their opportunities.
Right.
In my opinion, I felt that Croatia had the best opportunity of the day with that Borna Sosa opportunity where he was on the left flank, slid it through, and I think it was Kramaric that was at the top. And he was one-on-one with the keeper, quick flick in, and Bono saves it. Great big save right there, right before the first half ended. Yeah. And I think that was the most obvious moment, unless I'm missing something.
I think that was the only clear chance of the entire game. Yeah. Like, even on Morocco had a lot of half chances, sure. Yeah. But Croatia also only had half chances, man.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because that entire game was essentially what we had expected from both sides. I remember in our Croatia analysis, we were like, incredible midfield, maybe one of the best midfields in the tournament, a good back line, but where the goal's going to come from.
Yep.
And I think we saw exactly that. Croatia dominated possession. Yes, Morocco had spells of the ball, and they were able to frustrate that Croatian midfield. But I would say for a large majority of the game, Croatia at least bossed the game with possession. But did they get close to Morocco's box? Did they threaten Morocco's goal? I'm going to say no. Definitely no.
Yeah.
It just didn't really happen. Now, did they make Morocco work? Absolutely. Yeah. Morocco had to play very well, and they had to be very engaged to make sure Croatia didn't get going. So that's all credit to Morocco defensively with their backline and their midfield to make it very, very hard work for Croatia on the day. And when we talked about Morocco in our analysis, we're like, look, they have some really good players. They have a lot of X-factor type of players all throughout the pitch. And they do have world-class players, Ziyech, Hakimi being two of them. But we also said they too don't really have an elite offensive line. If you take Ziyech out and Nesiri and Sofiane Boufal, they're not the best guys to rely on. And I think we saw that today too, man. He didn't do anything.
Invisible. Honestly, that left wing position was so interesting because his sub, Ezadouli, was that his name? He was something to watch, bro.
Yeah.
Something to watch.
Confidence.
He was confident, man.
Yeah.
But I ultimately didn't like how he played. I think he was too selfish, man.
Yeah.
At times he should have just gotten the ball
to dribble a lot.
He was trying to create something which I respect, but man, also hand that ball off, bro.
Yeah.
But Boufal didn't end up doing really much of anything.
No, dude.
But Hakimi. Hakimi once again just showing how involved he can get in a game, dude.
Yeah.
He was everywhere.
Oh, everywhere.
Offensively,
Absolutely everywhere.
defensively, and same with Modric as well, dude. Modric had his classic Modric game where he was just everywhere, making important plays, keeping the ball alive, and just doing the shit that we're so used to seeing from him nowadays, man.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see. But it almost felt like they canceled each other out at the end of the day.
They did, bro. Well, because one other thing that I want to highlight on Morocco and what they did really well was the midfield display of Amala and Amrabat.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, they were good.
Dude, Amrabat was amazing.
He was
amazing.
They really impressed me. And I knew that they were going to be good destroyer-type midfielders because they've shown that in the past. But they may have played their best game in a Moroccan shirt today, man. They were everywhere defensively from that midfield perspective, bro. But it also showed how weak they are offensively. There was a moment in the second half, or maybe it was the first half, where all of Croatia went up for a corner kick, and Morocco transitioned quickly. Amala gets the ball wide open space. He takes that ball 60 yards down the pitch unopposed. But as soon as he meets that back line of Croatia, he immediately loses it. He didn't know where to pass it to. He didn't know whether to track back with it. He can't create with the ball. That's also Morocco's problem, is that outside of Hakimi and Ziyech, they don't have creators. And again, Boufal tries, but he showed on the day that he's so inconsistent, as we already previewed. And then Nesiri's he's just kind of there. He's going to occupy space as a number 9. Can you rely on him to score? No, you can't. So Morocco are going to struggle to score goals at this tournament, but they at least showed today that they can fight. And I think they can fight against anybody in this group, to be completely honest.
They showed a lot of grit.
They showed so much grit.
The crowd was in attendance, too. We saw that Morocco's going to be the more favored side at every match they play. So that's going to help, because I felt like that helped a little bit today. Yeah. And props to their defense, too. Getting a shutout against Croatia at the end of the day, I thought was impressive. Yeah. And really limiting them. I think the only other chance I remember was Perisic had a long-range shot that got close, but that was outside the box. You'll live with that. You're fine with that.
Modric had an outside the box one too.
Also,
but again, just went over the bar. So you're right. You'll take that all day long.
But I could also say the same for Croatia and their defense. They also did very similarly as well. Gvardiol looked like fucking Bruce Wayne out there with that fucking mask on. It was incredible. And Dejan Lovren showing his experience.
Yep.
I really liked him today as well.
Looks solid, man.
So both these teams end up getting a point. I think it's fair for both sides. It's deserved. But overall, I'm still looking at this group thinking I had predicted that Belgium would go out in first and then Canada in second. Mm-hmm. But really both Belgium, Croatia, Morocco kind of underwhelmed in a sense.
I agree.
They all weren't as good as I thought they would be.
Same.
And it's funny because I could say the same about Canada, but if they had finished their chances, if they had scored that penalty, they probably would have lived up to what I thought. But for those other 3 teams, I was left a little like, this group was built up. It's going to be like a really tough one where all these teams are going to be really good quality, but it's a little lower than I initially thought. And I think that's only going to make it more interesting to see who gets out of this fucking group, man.
Right, because when we look at the futures for this group, Canada played Croatia next, I believe. And so I had originally thought that especially Croatia was already going to have 3 points, right? But now this makes it very interesting because Croatia just have 1 point, Canada have 0. And again, in a sense, especially Croatia, as you said, both underwhelmed. So I see this game as way more wide open than I initially anticipated it being. I think Canada could actually take it to Croatia. But then again, Croatia could still use their midfield class to outdo Canada. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be just as tight as the games we saw in today's group. And you're right. This leaves it wide open, in my opinion, because I think, as someone said in the comments, Morocco have now shown that they could probably beat this version of Belgium, or they can at
Morocco
least
can beat Belgium,
or at the very least they just keep it 0-0, just like they did today against Croatia. So, so this leaves this group, in my opinion, completely wide open. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea.
I think the same thing too, especially after how things played out this first time around. What's the poll we can make here regarding this group? Who tops the group? Who tops it? I want to know. And then I need Belgium, I need Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. I don't know. Group F, right? It's Group F, I believe. Who tops Group F? Morocco, Canada, Belgium, and Croatia. Let me know if you need me to repeat that. Guys, who do you think? Who tops it? Croatia can beat this version of Belgium for sure. For sure. For sure. Belgium tops. Okay. I mean,
the thing is, since they have 3 points, since they stole 3 points today, dude, they actually could finish top, and I would be like, it makes sense. The trajectory makes complete sense.
Yeah. Canada or Croatia. Navas is a clown. Belgium's still on top. Honestly, I don't know. I can go with anyone. You guys underestimated Morocco. Do you think we did? Because we predicted that they would land in 4th in this group. But we
said it with a sense of like pride, though. We said it with a sense of Morocco would play really well, though. They would just unfortunately finish last because the rest of the teams I think are just slightly better.
Yeah. So I almost feel like they played like kind of what I expected, to be honest.
That's what I said. That's what I meant by Morocco and Croatia played pretty much how we anticipated them playing, bro. Yeah. We really called that game pretty much, man. I think Morocco played very well, but I don't know where they're gonna find goals.
Let's hear your prediction then. Soltero Damas. Let's hear what you have to say here. Morocco versus Belgium. What's the result there?
Oh, God. I honestly could see this one being a tie.
Yeah.
Just because, I think Belgium without Lukaku, I don't care what type of form he is or is not, Lukaku has to play, right? And if they don't have that, Batshuayi's decent, but I don't think he could get past these Moroccan defenders, man. I'm going to be completely honest. And Morocco has shown that they're more than happy to defend, right? Canada only let in 1 goal today, and they were so risky at the back.
Yeah.
But that's how they play.
Yeah.
Whereas Morocco, they make sure they have 4 at the back at all times, and they cover it with 2 other defensive midfielders. So I think it's going to be even harder for Belgium to score against Morocco. But I also think Morocco are going to struggle to go up against really good defenders in Belgium. I could see another 0-0, man. I really could.
Okay. Fair enough. Let me read some of these super chats. Another one from our boy Jerome. Everyone can beat Belgium when they play like today. Yup.
Yeah.
Yup. I completely agree. From Ji Young Nam, what do you think about South Korea versus Uruguay match? We'll talk about that at the end of this shoot. We're going to preview those games. Darth Chewy, wouldn't be surprised to see Morocco upset Belgium. Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
Dude,
I could see a 1-0 win here.
Poor today, dude.
Another one by thoughts on Hazard's performance today. We had said that we were actually pretty surprised with how solid he was. He was really good on the ball in that first half, and good to see him just have a really good display because it's been a while, man.
Dude.
Been a while since we've seen that.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's look at the poll. Who tops Group F? Morocco 22%, Canada 13%, Croatia 23%, Belgium 42%. I actually very much agree.
I think so.
It's exactly what I think.
I think Belgium have put themselves in even if it's lackluster, I think Belgium have put themselves now in a good position to top the group.
Yeah. So my prediction of Belgium in first looking good, man.
Looking really good.
Yeah, Reynoso's got some good predictions too. Man. Let's move on to the where were we at? The fourth match of the day, the last one.
Yeah, the disaster.
For this game, Spain, Costa Rica. I want to take a 15-second moment of silence for my Costa Ricans. And I am serious. I really want to do this, okay? I just want to commemorate what happened on the pitch today, and I want to honor the players that were on that field because what happened today was really rough. So let's do this 15-second moment of silence. Chat, join in, please. 15 seconds, please, starting now. That 15? I think that's 15. Yeah. All right. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Costa Rica. Rest in peace.
No one's surprised, right?
It was carnage.
It was carnage.
F in the chat. Drop the Fs. Rest in peace. That was embarrassing for Costa Rica, but let's be honest, they should not even be at this World Cup.
That's what, right.
F, thank you, please, Fs, please, Jesus Christ,
I want to apologize to
Good
Qatar for calling them the worst team at this tournament.
Oh, you did? Yeah,
I
true.
did. I want to apologize. I want to now apologize to the hosts because that 2-0 loss against Ecuador is looking real good right now. Looking really good right now.
Real good for their PR.
Yeah, man.
God
yes,
damn,
yes.
God.
So for Costa Rica, man. But again, I'm not surprised by this, man. I'm really not. As that viewer just said, Costa Rica should not be here. They do not have the quality on paper and on the pitch. We had anticipated them to being as one of the worst teams at this World Cup. I think you said Vegas had them being the worst team at this World Cup.
Bottom 2, I think.
Okay,
Bottom
okay.
2.
And so I think that completely
Vegas
showed
got it
today.
right, bro.
Vegas got it right.
Jesus Christ. But even then, man, in the deep dive, I believe we said that we didn't think they'd get blown out like this, man. We thought they would show a little bit more pride. Yes, they lose every match, but maybe it's 2-0, maybe even 3-0.
Yeah.
Bro, 7.
I don't think I've seen
7?
Costa Rica in the last 10 years concede 4.
I
don't think I've ever seen.
I think
4
it broke
or
a
more.
record. I think for most possession that
yeah.
a team has had at the World Cup in a long time, if not an all time. I'm not sure. And it also was the biggest deficit I've ever seen because before this it was 7-1 Brazil Germany.
Yes.
7-0, bro. Nil. And Costa Rica didn't have a single shot.
Not a single one.
A single one.
Not a single one.
It was on. I hated it, man. I hated it because these players were something at one point, man. At one point, these players could have taken it to the Spanish team. But I don't know, man. It's like seeing your dad get beat up. You don't want to see that.
No, I didn't want to see any of this.
You need to see that, man.
I was saying during the game once it was like 4 or 5-0, I was like, why are Costa Rica here? They didn't need to come here because they knew that they were just relying on all of their old players. So it's like you'd rather see a younger team lose by this because you would at that point you'd be like, oh well, they've never been to a World Cup.
They got a future.
Yeah, they have a future, or they just lack a lot of experience. Honestly, like Panama were 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That made sense at the time. Like when Panama lost, like, what was it, 6-1 against England or whatever it was? That made sense because, it was Panama, no disrespect. But yeah, man, seeing Costa Rica lose this badly was really strange. I hated every moment of it. Although it was very deserved, though. Like, Spain did what they had to do, and I'm glad that they went out and absolutely demolished this Central American side because that's what you want to see, man. This Spanish team is too good to only score 2 goals against a weak team like this. This Spanish team had to do what they did today, and I'm glad they did it in style, bro, because, my God, we saw some bangers.
Oh, yeah, they had to pull the trigger, bro.
Bang.
Bang. Spain was great.
Oh, they're awesome.
Spain was great. Let's highlight them for a bit.
Yeah.
Gavi, bro. It's funny. The
man.
teenagers have been coming up in our conversations naturally. Gavi's got something to say about the give and go's take on who's the best teenager. And I'm watching. He was great today. He was man of the match. Man. That goal he had where he sliced the ball into the bottom.
Side foot volley,
Come on,
bro.
Man. He was great.
Yeah.
And likewise with Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo, his first goal, that little dink over the top and then turns around and just boots it over Keylor Navas.
That was beautiful.
My poor Keylor, man. My poor Keylor. Not good to see. I don't think any of this was really his fault. Yes, there were a couple goals where I think he could have done better, and I'm sure he thinks that too. But overall, man, when you got that defense in front of you, the quality of it, it's going to be like that all tournament, bro. It's going to be like that all tournament. So I have nothing bad to say about Navas in this game, but I do have good things to say about that Spanish offense, bro. This is a contender.
Yes.
I remember going into the tournament, there's questions about how will they perform offensively. Do they have that reliable number 9? Because for a while it was assumed that Morata would be there, but surprisingly today Asensio started.
Got a goal too.
And he got a good one too, man. He caught that ball real good, man. And I think the whole front 3. Ferran got 2 as well.
Yeah, he did.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
It must be nice to score 7, bro. To back 7 in a game, everyone's eating, man. Everyone, man.
Yeah.
So Spain is definitely a contender in my eyes after this game. To me, it kind of just told me that they're here to play, man. They are here. Yes. They're not going to be holding back. I even criticized Luis Enrique for his call-ups, and I do want to be fair that Costa Rica is a really weak opponent. And so I want to see how they play against Germany, against Japan, to fully be able to develop my thoughts on this Spanish team. But so far, man, they're looking great.
Yeah, looking incredible, but I'm going to take the approach of I can't really assess this team fully, as you just said, because they did not get tested whatsoever today. So that game against Germany, I think, is going to tell me, and I think everybody else, a lot more about both Germany and Spain.
Yeah.
Jeroen,
so excited for Germany-Spain. That is a 50-50. I actually agree with this because I still think Germany has an X factor to them, an ability to just play up to the level of a Spanish team because of the quality of players that they have. I think where they do suffer is tactically. I think maybe Hansi Flick didn't get it right completely and doesn't know this team well enough. But I do feel like they have the pieces, quality-wise, to compete with the Spanish team, man. I really do. I actually might predict here that they get a draw. I think they might get a draw here, if not even a victory, man, because I still had Germany top in the group, and they're not going to do that. But I might be clinging on by a finger to Germany getting out of this group, man.
Yeah? I have Spain winning this game. Even without the Costa Rica performance, let's say it was like, I don't know, they played a harder team and it was 1-0 or something. I still have Spain beating Germany solely based off of the attributes that both teams possess. I just see Spain as the better team.
Who gets out of group? Which one's this one?
E.
Mm-hmm. Who gets out of group E? And I'll just do in second because we're assuming Spain gets first here. Do we? Do we?
Yeah.
Or should we just do it as a whole?
Well, what's interesting is that Japan, if they play, because they play Costa Rica next,
yes.
So that's 3 points.
Yeah,
Japan will have 6 points by the time they play Spain.
Germany, and then,
so if you're right about getting a draw, Japan get a draw against Spain, they finish top.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So how to form this question? Who gets out of Group E? Germany, Japan. But there's two teams that get out, so you can only pick one in a pool.
Who places second?
Or no, just say Spain or Germany. Which one do you rate? Which one do you rate higher?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do Spain or Germany. Let me see what y'all think. Spain or Germany?
Because if Germany do beat Spain, then Germany have an easy game against Costa Rica to end.
Some comments here. Germany and Japan will get out. Okay.
Is this fine? Who gets out of Group B?
No, just Germany versus Spain.
Just Germany
Who
or
wins
Spain,
that?
and that'll tell it.
Spain, easy. Spain.
Oh, you guys like that?
Yes, just like that. Go for it.
Yeah, because the winner of Germany-Spain, if there is a winner, will go through
We'll
basically.
Go through, yeah. Spain, obviously. Spain and Germany still going out. Spain. Damn, we got a lot of Spanish fans, man. Yeah, okay, we got a lot of Spain supporters here.
Germany
Fair
ain't
enough.
it this year, bro.
Spain and Japan are getting out. Spain, but S is silent. Pain. Germany will come back to beat Spain. España, tío. All right, cool. That's
It'll be a fun game though.
That'll be fun.
That'll be a fun game.
Be fun
because Germany need a result, so that'll be awesome to see. Yeah.
Any other super chats? Anything else?
I don't want to see the results.
Results: 109 votes are in. Spain with 76%. Germany with 25. Fair enough. We'll see.
Okay.
We will see.
Okay.
We will see. Interesting to see how Japan performs against Costa Rica too. If they can crack 4 goals against Costa Rica, because goal differential might come into play here.
That's true. And one thing that's interesting is I actually do want to talk about Costa Rica's performance very, very minimally here. I'm curious to see what they're going to do in their next games, because the reason why they conceded 7 today, other than just their ability on the ball, was they really tried to only defend with 5 guys at the back, and then they actually tried to have a midfield and a front line. Like, they actually tried to have a structure to their performance, whereas realistically, they probably should have played like 8 at the back and then like two guys in front of them. That's what they should probably a whole block. That's what they should have done. But instead, they actually tried to play like a regular team that could go toe-to-toe with Spain. Now that they know they can't even get close to the teams in this group, I'm wondering if Luis Fernando Suarez is going to be like, all right, guys, to avoid further embarrassment, we're just going to have 2 low blocks. We're not getting past half field. Let's just try to go as defensive as we can, which would make things interesting, because let's say they do that, and it gets really hard to score a goal against them because they decide not to even attack. I wonder how they're going to approach the next games. Or do they just say, look, we're here. Let's try to play even if we lose every game 5-0. Yeah. I'm curious to see how they're going to approach their next games after this drubbing against Spain.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say about this group is in that Germany-Spain match, Pedri, Musiala, and Gavi all on the pitch.
Yeah.
If we can find a way to make Jude Bellingham German for a day, we could have the 4 biggest nominees for teenagers.
The quartet.
The quartet.
Crazy, man.
And have them playing against each other, man.
Yeah.
That'd be great to see. A lot of talent there. Miguel Hernandez, who disappointed most? USA, Mexico, or Canada? It has to be Mexico.
It has to be Mexico.
It has to be because USA actually got a goal in, and then Wales came back on them, but they managed to get a point.
Yeah.
Canada plays so well that even that loss, I wish Mexico played like Canada.
Yeah.
And Mexico, I think their lack of ability to score a goal ultimately would make me choose them as the worst one. But I mean, the obvious answer here though is Costa Rica was the worst CONCACAF team. Right.
Right.
The rest of us, we're trying, man. We're trying, and I think it's it's solid so far from what I've seen. I'll take it, honestly.
Yeah, from all three, you can say, all right, solid performances.
Yeah.
We actually have something to go off of going to the second games. You could say that about all three of Mexico, U.S., and Canada.
Yeah, let's move forward. Let's talk about future matches for tomorrow. Enjoy the matches tomorrow, and happy Thanksgiving from Chexter. Hey, appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, absolutely,
Happy Thanksgiving
man.
to
Thank
you
you
guys. Let's preview these games and submit our predictions for what we think will happen. We got a fun slate tomorrow with Group G and Group H coming into play at 4 a.m. No, not yet. At 4 a.m., we have Switzerland versus Cameroon. 4 a.m. for us. I don't know what time y'all got to see it. Switzerland, Cameroon. I think Switzerland gets the victory here. I have them coming onto the scene and getting a big dub against Cameroon. We might see some fight from the Cameroonian side. It might be 0-0 for a while.
I'm curious,
man.
I'm really curious to see how Cameroon approach, because after seeing Saudi Arabia, Tunisia, and Morocco play very aggressive and physical, Cameroon have to do the same thing. If they want any success, it's been proven. If you're physical against your European opponent, they actually struggle to go against you. So Cameroon should have a lot of confidence in themselves to be like, look, we've seen it done plenty of times in this tournament already. We have the quality on the ball. Let's try to do the same thing. Let's get aggressive. Let's get physical. And then when we can, let's use our talent and go forward, try to score a goal.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see.
I do think that Switzerland, they're good about getting results here. They're like the European Mexico when it comes to getting out into the round of 16. I expect them to get a result here because they have to. They have to get a win here against Cameroon to jumpstart their nomination for second place in this group, because if they don't, bro, if Cameroon gets a point out of them, then it's going to be very tough for Switzerland to get out of this group with Brazil and Serbia as well.
Agreed.
But, yeah, I have Switzerland winning.
I do too.
You do too?
Yeah, to make it official, I have Switzerland winning.
Following that, the second match of the day will be Uruguay against South Korea. And at first, I thought this game was a big plus for Uruguay. I thought they would be the favorite ones in this match. But with the way that we saw Asian teams play today and yesterday, I got to start thinking differently. I got to put some credit and some respect onto South Korea, because there's a push happening here. There's a bit of a Asian wave infiltrating the World Cup.
Right.
And it's working in their favor. Could we potentially see an upset here between South Korea and Uruguay?
There's no way.
I tried to build it up. I tried, man. I tried to see if there was something there.
For me, there's just no way. I think there's actual facts, no disrespect to South Korea, as to why Saudi Arabia and Japan were successful. I just don't see it for South Korea. I really don't. Not to say that they won't keep it tight, though, because, again, the Koreans at the end of the day are very competitive. They've shown it in every other World Cup that they've been in. But I just see this Uruguay as way too talented to not defeat this, I'm going to go ahead and say it, weak-ish South Korean side. So I got Uruguay, bro.
Yeah. Okay, fair. I'm going to go Uruguay as well. Following that, Portugal against Ghana. Ghana against Portugal. This will be a fun one with all the storylines of Ronaldo. Did you see that shit, man?
Yeah.
Officially got kicked from the club.
Yeah.
Contract terminated, and I want just really quickly want to talk about it. The owners are looking to sell now. The Glazers.
What?
Yeah. You see that shit?
Oh my God.
It was officially reported that the Glazers have announced that they want to start looking towards selling the club amidst all this controversy and criticism. And so there's a quote going around of Cristiano Ronaldo where I think he related himself to Picasso, or maybe Picasso said the quote. I might be misreporting here, but the quote is that sometimes in order for something to rebuild, they got to take you out in the process. And if that's what has to happen, then so be it. And so he's
so
almost
Ronaldo won this?
Ronaldo won this, right? Yes, sir. Now everyone's in support because, I mean, if you're a Man United fan, you want to change. Ultimately, you got to be thankful for what Ronaldo's done these past 2 weeks, because it's finally happening. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So that's what's going for Ronaldo,
the Portuguese
going to this game. But yeah, it should be an interesting one to see how this Ghana squad can fight against a Portuguese side. Ghana has some good names to them, bro. Kudus from Ajax, Iñaki Williams. We saw his brother play today for Spain. And then what are some other names?
Thomas Partey,
of course. Yes. Salisu as well in the back line.
Yes. Absolutely.
And Onana at the back as well. They have a good amount of names. We've always questioned their chemistry and how they work together, because a lot of these guys haven't really played alongside each other for a while now, man.
Yeah.
And so I think I got to go Portugal here. I'm going to go Portugal as well here. I hate to pick the favorites, but sometimes I just have to, man.
I think even if Ghana play a good game, the talent and the way that Portugal are playing, it's just too high. it's going to be way too high for Ghana. And I hope they put up a good fight, and I think they will because they actually do have class kind of strewn throughout the squad. But I have Portugal winning this game, and I will actually be surprised if they don't.
That would be crazy.
That would actually surprise me, yeah.
But hey, you never know in this World Cup. Super chat from my boy Jerome, man. He's been coming through for us today. So excited for Serbia, and that's the perfect transition because the match of the goddamn day will be between Brazil and Serbia.
I can't wait for that game, dude.
What a matchup,
I can't
man.
wait.
What a matchup. Brazil, the best team in CONMEBOL, going up against Serbia, a dark horse of this tournament that has incredible names and offensive talent. I can't wait to see how this game pans out because now that we've seen all these results, upsets happening, the Serbians got to be feeling good about themselves, man. They got to be feeling real good. And Brazil, likewise, has to feel responsibility to represent South America, man. After what happened to Argentina, they got to be the ones that step up because otherwise, this could end up being really bad for South America, man.
Oh, it
really
could.
bad if Brazil even ends up tying this match. But, man, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This Serbian team has that Serbian sauce, man. Yeah. That Serbian sauce. I've said in the predictions video, I had them going all the way to the semifinals as a surprise run, beating Belgium in the quarterfinals, man. I went nuts with that prediction, but I'm committing to it because this team can truly surprise at this tournament. I truly do believe it.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't know if they'll start it off by winning against Brazil.
That's the problem,
I don't know if they'll do it by beating Brazil right off the bat,
problem.
Man. Yeah, I think they might struggle here. At most, they'll be playing for a tie, but I think Brazil wins this match, and then Serbia goes on to win the next following 2 matches for themselves, and that's how they'll make it out of the group, by beating Switzerland. Yeah. So that's how I see it. Relax, my Serbians. We're good. We're okay. We're going to get it out of this group. But I just don't think that tomorrow we'll see them win the match. Samuel Mapuranga agrees with me. Brazil will score 3+ goals against Serbia. Neymar, Vini, Rafinha, and Richarlison are just too much pace and quality for them. And I agree, and I also want to say that's why I have them as my champions. Yeah. A bit of a win-win for me here if either team wins. Yeah, I think Brazil dominates this game, but Serbia will stay composed throughout the rest of the tournament, and they'll get out of the group.
Yeah, no, that's a really good analysis. I don't even know if I can argue that because, as you've already said, Brazil has so much firepower. But not only that, they actually play well together in a Brazilian national team jersey, and they're all in incredible form at club level. So you bring all of that together, you get probably one of the better teams at this World Cup. So Brazil definitely are a scary prospect, especially if you're Serbian, having to face that in your first match day. But you're right. Serbia have a chance here to do something special. Teams have already done it today and yesterday. Serbia should take that as an opportunity to be like, look, guys, I mean, they can look around at each other and be like, look, we might be better than Japan. We might be better than Saudi Arabia. If they can do it, we absolutely can do it. We already said it in our group analysis for this group. I don't know who's going to get out of this group. Yeah, even though Brazil's here, I truly don't know what's going to happen. I want to say draw, but bro, Brazil might just go off and score 3 goals, Yeah. And Serbia might be like, shit, we can't defend these guys. But then again, Serbia might get really physical against Brazil, and then use players like Mitrovic, Vlahovic, and Kostic to score bangers. Yes. So it's like, I can see any result happening here. A Serbia 2-0 shock, a Brazil 4-1 win, or like a gritty 1-1 draw. I can see anything happening here. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. I really don't. I just want to be entertained.
That's what gets me so excited. Vuck says it's going to be the best game tomorrow. I agree, man.
I can't wait.
I agree. Serbia will finish 3rd in the group. Best game of the first round. Vamos Brasil. Serbia isn't bad, but Brazil is God-level team. Yes. Brazil has too much flair for Serbia. Yeah, I completely agree. Producer Rudd, can you do a poll for me here? Brazil, Serbia, who wins or draw? I want to know what the people think officially. Folks, submit your official vote in this poll. I want to know who you guys think will win tomorrow because this game will be incredible, man. Yeah. Under those Qatari lights, last match of the day. I can't wait. So let's see what the poll says. Submit that thing for me. But yeah. I wonder. I'm interested to see who Chiche starts in that midfield specifically.
Oh, yeah.
Does Bruno Guimaraes get a start, man?
Right.
Does he go with Fabinho, Casemiro, Fred? How's he gonna play more defensive, more offensive? Yeah. Paqueta, does he fit into this team now?
Right.
I'm interested to see. Or the whole argument of Rafinha or Anthony, who gets that spot as well. We talked about that. I had Rafinha as a starter 2 months ago. You had Anthony. Be interesting to see how that one plays out.
For real.
Yeah.
I almost want to say he's actually going to go with Rafinha.
Yeah.
Even I had Anthony, but the way I've seen it now, he might go with Rafinha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see these results. We have Brazil 60%, Serbia 28%, and a draw 12%. So most people think one team will win here. I think I actually agree with how attack-minded these teams are, man.
Yeah.
I actually really agree. Casemiro for sure starts. Paqueta, Fred, and Casemiro midfield. Okay, I can see that. 3-1 win. Saudi Arabia can beat Argentina. Serbia is able to get a draw. Yeah. Give me a Saudi Arabia-Japan final.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be dope, man.
That'd be awesome. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I think as for the show, we've covered most of the things. We talked about the matches today. We previewed the ones tomorrow. Anything you want to say? Just where we're at. Matchday 4 came through for us yet again.
Dude, yet again.
It was a good day. Anything else that we could get? Vinny Goat Masterclass. Tiche will go Paqueta, Rafinha, and Vinny Jr. Brazil media confirmed. Damn, man. It's getting leaked. There's leaks out here.
Leaks.
Lineup leaks.
Some people were asking about Argentina versus Mexico. Maybe if you want to direct them to yesterday's video, since you guys talked about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, people are wondering
that's true.
about a little bit of Argentina-Mexico buildup at the very least. We can talk about that. They play on Saturday at 1 p.m. It's going to be an incredible match. I can't wait. I'm already nervous. I'm already nervous, man. Are y'all? Because I'm fucking nervous. But it's also a big opportunity for us to take down a team that's wounded, a team that's hurt, that's feeling pain. Mexico can capitalize on that, man. And I feel confident in our defense, bro, because we showed that in that Polish game that we have a good defense to rely on.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful, man. I am hopeful. Let's fucking go. Let's beat Argentina. And I'll get to that in a second. And let's see what happens this Saturday. It's going to be a great game. Anything you got to say about that?
Nah, man, not really. Nah, it's going to be a crazy game.
Tell us about your sleeping strategy for this World Cup. Dude, it's getting bad, man. It's getting bad, bro. I've been struggling, bro. I've been going to sleep at 8 p.m. because I have to wake up at 3. But my body just isn't used to going to sleep at 8, bro. So I end up getting up at 12 or 1, getting 4 or 5 hours, and then getting naps in between matches.
Right.
It's been tough, man. I can feel a weight on my chest. I need to get good sleep, bro.
Yeah.
But
Not going to get it for a while.
Not going to get it this week.
Nah, right.
Not this week.
Right.
Once it switches to a more regular schedule, that's what I'm going to do. But how are you guys doing on your sleep schedule, man? How's your mental state? Because Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I actually took the whole week off of work. And then I actually am able to go to bed by 8, and I sleep for 8 hours. I sleep for 8 straight hours.
You're sleeping good then.
I'm sleeping pretty good, yeah.
God damn.
Sleeping really well.
Yeah. Who has been the best? What was the other one? Who's been the player that impressed you the most so far?
Ooh, that's a fun question.
Yeah.
Shit, I'd have to think about that.
I've been impressed by.
God, I'd have to go through every game.
Yeah. Oh man.
Off the
The
top
player that
of
impressed you the
my
most. I'm thinking. Mbappe was great yesterday. Mbappe, Laiduni, Asano. Here we go. We got comments coming.
Asano was
Asano
for me. Asano is the best sub of the tournament so far. I will stand by that.
Yeah,
100%.
To Remy, maybe an English player.
I was gonna say, dude, some of those English players were ridiculously good, dude. Ridiculously.
Griezmann.
Griezmann picked out every single pass that he wanted to against Australia, but again, it's against Australia, and the same thing with England. It was against Iran,
Yeah.
so it's hard for me to be like, oh, that guy took control of a tight game. I don't know if a player has actually done that yet.
I just had a newborn, so my sleep schedule is messed up already. Good
Jesus,
Lord.
man. Hey, congrats, though.
Congrats, brother. Congrats. All right, man. I think we'll end it right there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a banger recap because we got some great games coming through. I can't wait. But thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back, and please rest up. Please. See you guys soon. Peace.